Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mountain Movers, where we're inspiring individuals to take control of their lives. We're trying to teach you that struggle doesn't have to be your stopping point, but you can fuel and use that energy to springboard you into the life that you desire. I'm so excited to have a guest today, Jackie Reese from Get Jaxed Coaching. Jackie is local to us. She is from Ilion, I believe.
Yeah,
And Jackie focuses on empowering women to gain confidence. And I love that so much because through confidence, we can truly become unstoppable. And it's about finding ways to become confident. And I think that does start with our minds and our bodies. And Jackie is here to kind of talk about the body aspect. And I'm sure there's a lot of mental that's involved in that as well. So thank you so much for coming to my little at-home podcast studio. Can you tell us a little bit how Get Jack started?
absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. So, Get Jack started actually when COVID had happened. So, I was the director of like a personal training department at a gym. I was managing the gym, I managed the sales team, everything, and was really high stress. And then COVID happened, which was like, it
Extra
was,
stress?
yeah, exactly. But it was like meant to happen like that. So that's when I started my company, with the purpose of like really helping others through that really difficult time through mindset and the body and all of that kind of stuff. So that's how it actually all began. Literally right when COVID happened in like April 2020, I was like, all right, let's do this. This is like meant to be. So that's kind of how it all happened. And thank you so much for having me, by the way.
Yeah, of course. So, fitness wasn't new to you at that point. You had been involved for quite some time.
Yeah, so I've been in fitness for 9 years now. So when COVID happened, I was already like 5 or 6 years in. I was doing personal training and then I got promoted and then I got promoted again. And so it was like but I was meant to go through all the stages because it gave me all the foundations to lead me here.
Yeah. So, were you like always an athletic kid, or did fitness kind of find you later?
No, I was always athletic. So it was like
Mm.
that was always my passion was fitness. Like I played soccer, I played basketball, I played softball. Like since I was like, 5 years old, I've been playing sports, started exercising and working out with strength training at like 14. So I've been working out for like, I don't know, over 20 years.
So, you know what you're doing.
Yes. And I'm like obsessed with it. So
How has it like changed your life, or what does, being active and leading a healthy lifestyle contribute?
So it's like so much more than just fitness, like it's everything. So it's led me to be able to quit drinking. It's like it's just so much more. It's more about like the mind. Like for me at this point, like going to the gym is like it's good for my mental health, my emotional health. Like it helps you find yourself, it helps you find your confidence. So it's so much more deeper than lifting weights and eating healthy. Like it's really about finding yourself, I would say.
Yeah. So, I'm going to challenge you a little bit.
Okay.
So being someone who has always been active, you can almost say that it comes naturally to you.
100%.
What about these individuals? And I'm one of those individuals where I wasn't always healthy and active. So that's not what I knew. So I kind of had to become this other person. And that's not easy at all. So what kind of insight can you actually provide individuals who weren't like you?
Yeah, because it's like you said, it's really like changing your identity, right? And that's where it starts. That's why the mindset part is so like such a huge aspect to it. But I would say like start small. Like eventually it will become a habit like it is for me, where it's not even a conversation with myself. When I wake up, I'm working out. That's the routine, that's the non-negotiable, that's what's happening. And eventually, as you start small and you build those habits of like, okay, I'm going to start with 2 times a week, doing the strength training and having it on the calendar Tuesday, Thursday. These are the days I'm going to show up for myself. I'm committed to it. It's just as important as any other meeting. And then when you do that, eventually it'll just be that habit where you're just waking up and you're showing up for yourself.
So why do you think doing that for people is difficult? Like, why do you think it's hard for people to get started and prioritize eating well and working out?
There's a couple different reasons. So a lot of the women that I work with, they really struggle with prioritizing themselves. They put everybody else first before themselves. So I think as women, it's just so important to understand that as you put yourself first, it's beneficial to everybody else that you are trying to serve, right? Like it's beneficial for your partner, it's beneficial for your kids, it's beneficial for your work because when you can show up with more energy, when you can show up with more confidence, when you can show up as the best version of you, then it's like that's a game changer. So I think when you have that realization, that helps you to really put yourself first because it's not selfish. It's selfish not to.
Totally.
Yeah.
When I was reading through your paperwork, you had sent a quote. It was, what was it?
Okay, yeah, and I'm trying to remember what it was
You can
now.
have 1,000 problems in life, but when, there's something wrong with your health or wellness, you now
Yes,
only have 1 problem.
it's like you can have 100 problems, but when you have an issue with your health, now you only have 1 problem.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
yes, there
something like
is.
that, but it's like it's so powerful because it's like without your health, you have nothing. Like health is wealth. So like, I mean, it's not just about like who you feel better. It's like your longevity, it's your quality of life. It's so important.
And I see that as a chiropractor, I see that all of the time. People are just kind of coasting through life with their health on the back burner.
Mhm.
So they're high stress, they're not sleeping enough, they're not eating correctly, they're not exercising at all. And people are going 100 miles per hour thinking they're not going to come to a screeching halt. And then they do. Something is wrong, right? They have a back injury that's debilitating. All of a sudden, their cholesterol is high and they're on cholesterol meds, and then those meds are causing full body aches that they didn't know what would happen. And now their whole life is centered around their pain.
Yes.
So I think we can both agree that both of our goals are more prevention versus intervention in that
Yeah.
sense.
Oh, that's so good. I love
Yeah.
that so much. But unfortunately, like 90% of the world makes decisions because of pain. We all
For
do it.
sure.
So then
Yes.
we're like, okay, I've hit like a weight and I'm like, I need to make a change now. Right. Or like in your case, I have a back injury. That's your body talking to and forcing you to slow down. Right. But unfortunately, yes, like if we can prevent it before we get to that level of pain, that's obviously much easier to move through
And
it, you
that's
know?
why we want to get started as soon as we can.
Exactly.
Do you work with all sorts of different levels? So, like, I know in our office, we have women who have no experience in working out, and then, those who are instructors themselves. Do you work with a wide variety of women, or do you only focus on beginners?
I primarily focus on beginners, but I work with women specifically that really just want to feel confident, want to tone, want to lose weight. Really, my style coaching is all functional style fitness. So it's all about like balance, core strength, mobility, all of that. So it's very beginner friendly, but like people have been with me for years and they can still progress. We're able to like meet people wherever they are. So I do work with all levels, but a lot of beginners.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You mentioned like how wellness in this journey is mental as much as it is physical. And then, of course, our diets. Do you support women only like physically? Do you only offer them workout plans, or are you there for them kind of mentally as well? Are you guiding them through diet? Tell us a little bit about like the program.
Yeah, so inside the program, we have like 4 different pillars. So we don't just focus on the fitness. It's so important. But number one is the mind. Like if you don't believe you can, then you can't. If you believe you can, then you can. Period. It's that simple, right? So it's like really creating your why, like why you want to do this and going deep into that. So that's like our first pillar because if we don't start there, then eventually you're going to stop because it's not important. It doesn't, there's no clear vision, you
Right.
know? And then number 2 is like we work on the emotional health. And then we also focus on the spiritual health. So we integrate all of that into the program because it all goes together. And that's like what I wish I had when I was really struggling on my personal weight loss journey. Like I wish I had all of that because that was my biggest issue when it came to like binge eating. I didn't know how to manage my emotions. So then when I started learning how to do that, okay, now I can stop binge eating, you know, and then I learned how to fuel my body properly, then I was able to overcome all of that.
I love that. That's important. That sounds like you're going to help push people through more long term versus
Yeah.
just like short term results. And
Yeah.
I like that you said you really focus on the why. Something that I found with myself, especially when I started my office and then Mountain Movers, was I wasn't being honest with my goals and why I wanted certain things because I think sometimes we can feel embarrassed. Like,
Mm.
I want to lose weight so I can look better. Sometimes saying that out loud, you kind of feel self centered or whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay to be honest about the things you want and why you want them because I think they're going to help sustain your progress and your goals. So I think that's really important. Writing down what your goals are and why you truly want them. It's not weird to want to look good. It's not weird to want to have more money. I think we just, especially as women, feel like we can't be honest about those
Yeah, like we
things.
have a little bit of shame around it. It's so
Yeah.
interesting. And I mean, people want to make a change for either one, vanity or two, health. Like I'm not afraid to like say, like I'm 35 now. So at 35, my main thing is honestly around like vanity more so than health. Like it's both, you know what I mean? Of
Yeah.
course I want to feel good, but it's like about looking good too. And I'm okay with saying that, you
I
know,
love
but
that
I
honesty.
know, but a lot of women have like that shame of like, but you know, like it's all these mindset things underneath it, like of feeling worthy of it, deserving of it, all these things that come up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. You can say that and you say that with confidence.
Yes.
And I don't think like, let's talk about confidence for just a second. Confidence isn't something that you just, like, pick up at the supermarket. You really have to, like, nurture and develop this,
Mm.
I don't even know if confidence is an emotion. I don't know how I'd
I
describe
feel
it.
like it just, like, starts internally. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's, like, really comes down to, like, you keeping the promises that you made to yourself and building that, like, inner confidence of, "I know I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do," you know?
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that confidence grows through doing and through education. So, for example, when I started my office, I wasn't really confident in what I was doing. I had just graduated. No new grad really feels like they know what they're doing. But then through repetition and exposing myself and spending more money and time on learning, my confidence grew. And now I can just kind of be like, hey, yeah, you have to be here. You need to make some lifestyle changes. And people respect that, I think more. Confidence is a journey that you need to nurture.
Yeah, it's like an internal journey for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I love that. So, you are going to be teaching a class with us at our office, our chiropractic office, Mountain Chiropractic. And we are so grateful that you're going to be showing our patients some basic movements to strength training. Strength training is so important, especially for women approaching menopause and postmenopausal women, because our hormonal shifts suck all the nutrients out of our bones. And if we are not putting active weight like strength training on our bones, they actually become more brittle. So you use it or you lose it. So I'm really excited to have you come to the office and teach us some basic movements. I am a great chiropractor, but I am not a great personal trainer. I know some like movements that you should avoid when it comes to back pain and neck pain and things like that. So can you tell us a little bit about who we are trying to encourage to come to the class and what they can expect?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me out for that. I'm really excited. So for that, we're going to be inviting women. We're going to be doing like a functional style training. So specifically, it's great for beginners. It's great for people who might have been working out a little bit, struggle with consistency. So we'll be giving you like a foundational routine that you can do at home with just the band. You're going to get to take the band home with you. So it's going to be
Perfect.
super exciting. I'm excited for it.
Awesome. I love it. And is there any pieces of advice or some tips that you can give people to start their wellness journey immediately?
Yeah, absolutely. So number one, like I was saying before, start with your why. You need to have a clear vision of like where you want to go, what you want to do. Like if you want to lose 20 pounds, great, but go deeper than just like that, losing that 20 pounds. Like it needs to be like a smart goal of like, I want to do this by this date. This is the time frame. What are you doing to get there? And then committing to it, scheduling it, making a priority, putting it on your calendar. And then you obviously want to have like a plan that you're going to follow, not just I'm going to go to the gym. Okay, what are you going to do at the gym? Right.
I
So
like
having
that.
that like,
More detail.
yes, everything needs to be so detailed. We talked about the Capricorn. This is where the
Yep.
Capricorn comes out to me. So it needs to be that structured plan for your nutrition, for your workouts, and following that. And starting small is so key. I work with a lot of women like myself. I used to struggle with fad diet culture where it was like, okay, we need to give up everything. We need to go to the gym 7 days a week. We need to do 2 hour, you know what I mean? It was just
Mhm.
crazy. And when I started small and like slowly built on that, that's so key. And that's what I do with a lot of my clients is like, starting small. We're starting with 2 workouts a week. We're starting with 80% on your nutrition, and then we build on that. And then you can start to integrate it into your life. Even like a 20-minute workout is great. You know what I mean? So I think that's the key is really starting small.
How long have you noticed working with your clients? Does it take for all of these things like working out and nutrition to start to become a habit versus a hassle?
That's a really good question. So somewhere between like 21 days to 30 days is like our record. So like they start to see results. Results are what really keep you motivated. So many people say that I struggle with motivation. It's not motivation. You need to have a big enough why. And when you have that why, it's going to drive you to show up. Now, what really keeps you motivated is when you're seeing results. So when you have that plan, when you have like when you know what to do and what to eat and you follow that plan, you start to see results, then you're like, okay, I'm excited now. And then you want to keep going, not only the results, but the feeling that you feel like when you're nurturing your body, when you're moving your body, the feeling, the endorphins, that becomes really addicting too. So once you start
Sure.
and get that momentum, then you're like, I want to keep going. You know what I mean?
So you said around 21 days. Do you do like challenges? And
We do. We do like
okay.
sometimes we'll do like we're doing a 4 day one starting on June 23rd. We'll do like 6 weeks. We'll do different challenges too for for people. Yeah.
Awesome. If people want to start coaching with you, whether it's for nutrition or for workouts, how
Mhm.
can they reach you?
Facebook is my most popular platform. It's Jackie Reese, but I'm also on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. So
Sweet.
on TikTok and Instagram, it's Jackie Reese Coaching, and then YouTube, I believe it's Get Jacks or something like that. I can't remember.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that we have connected. This is what I love about Mountain Movers. It's connected me to a lot of badass like entrepreneurs in our area. So we can start kind of sharing the network and referring people to each other because people don't know where to go or where to turn to, people who they can trust, right?
Yes, it is
So,
so much about that. So thank
okay.
you. I'm so grateful that we aligned. And when we were chatting, I'm like, wow, our vision and our energy is so aligned, and
Yeah.
our mission.
And we're just like a neighborhood away. So it's fine. See that we didn't really know each other. But I just want to leave you guys with some tough love from a healthcare perspective. Here are a few reasons that you really want to focus on your health and wellness. When we are overweight, that increases stress on our joints, our knees, our hips. It can lead to replacements a lot earlier than we want. It can lead to increased blood sugar levels, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. I see this day in and day out. My patients are struggling. Of course, some of these issues are genetic and they're out of our control, but that just means we want to control what we can even more so to sustain a long life. You don't want to spend your retirement going to a different doctor every single day, from cardiology to urology to orthopedic because of your back and things like that. It's never too late to start. I'm sure Jackie can agree. So let this be your sign that starting today, you're going to make a commitment to yourself, to your health, and to your wellness. Thanks so much for joining us.